Happy Wednesday. How are ya? Get a good night's sleep? I slept really hard. I slept in too, which I don't know. Sleep's been weird. Dreams? Oh my Lord. People coming back that just goes to show me that, and oof, I'm going to have a hot flash. So let's get rid of this. It's just showing me that there's a lot of people out there right now that are very disgruntled with their decisions of a partner. And the person that they chose is not the person that they thought they were, because all the masks are starting to fall off. It's really kind of crazy. So, this is what I heard, and there's a lot here. Trigger warning, okay? Trigger warnings. You get what you put out. It's getting very hot in here. What tea you spread about me, not just like me, is testimony for me. I am not embarrassed, as I know what put my pieces together and how I found my truest self. So those of us who know that there's been gossip and bullshit and shit, and some of it, yes, probably true. Most of it, probably not. Because you know how that goes. They take the story and they embellish it and they make it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And the fact that they're still trying to use material from so long ago and it's not who you are now is what it is. But what it's called is accountability and love of self. Many of us don't get to our self power until we recognize our dark shadow side. And that's where you got to start. When we finally alchemize these demons, we find our truest self. These energies come in all forms, but usually will come through your loved ones. You can see the dark energy in their eyes. I have seen it in 3 people that I had relationships with in my past. You see it come in, and you see it go out when they are back to themselves. I'm telling you, and a girlfriend of mine just had this experience with her loved one, but I had it in 3 different people, and you could just see in their eyes, it would go from this smoky, I don't care what color their eyes were, but I will have to say, the people that this happened to had hazel, the green, and brownish. When they were calm, the brown was very, very, very apparent. But when they were mad, that green could come through and it became red, and you could see the demon in them talking to you, thinking that they were getting at you. Now, I used to be afraid of that because it's when the abuse happened for me. And it was when that individual, not only physically, mentally, just all of the above, is when that would happen. And you could see it all over them. And then it was like, if I left or stayed or whatever went on during the incident, later, when you saw them again, you could see the remorse because it wasn't them. It was that spirit that had gotten into them and taken over. And this is when I say to you, whether you believe it or not, my girlfriend just experienced this. It is these energies' way of coming at you through your loved ones. But the problem being is, why it happens is these individuals in your world have not gone within themselves to take a look at how they're letting this happen to them. And how, some of us unconsciously were doing it. Some of us, I've never, believe me, have seen that in myself. Thank goodness. But, back in the day, who knows? I knew I could get very, very verbal. Very verbal. I can... Without even swearing at you, you'll know. Because that's how good my mouth is. So, your best revenge is your paper. Journal, author, writer, be seen. You are an ascended master. People are seeing who you are. You used your lesson, pain into power. It is an important story. So those of you with this new transit, with Pluto, look to see where you have Pluto in your sign. okay? And this is what came to me, and I don't know why specific, but those of you who have Pluto and Virgo, this kicks in. You are good with details. You are going to be working hard. You are marketing yourself. You have freedom, travel, and mobility. Your spiritual purpose and revelation. You're of the blue rose lineage. You're fiercely independent. I fortify my foundation. That came from Metaphysical Maven. I love her. And then this morning, I heard Viking heritage. Do you know your background? You are either a blessing or a curse to individuals. So what does that mean? It means you have finally taken control of yourself. You have finally decided that you're done with all the bullshit and all the back and forth and all the woulda, coulda, shouldas and, fighting over things that, oh my God, have nothing to do with anything. But because people want to be right. And it's just all the masks are starting to fall. I have seen so many things come through recently of people just boasting about, how they were so right about the things with this election. Can you humble yourself? Do you know how to do that? Having to be right and having to be that doesn't help you or anybody. The most humble millionaires and some billionaires that I know are people that you would not even know have the money. Why? Because they choose to be about the world. And they choose to be the people that just want to help humanity and not have to be on the stage. Big difference in that, and it's the ego telling you. Can you put it down? I've always been the kind that I've always led with my heart. I've always tried to be thoughtful. I've always tried to be that helper. I've always tried to be that person. But in the end, the people pleasing got me in trouble because I then started to worry about everybody else's opinion versus mine. And the thing about it is if you're loyal to what you love, and I say this a lot to some of my clients, one of the first things I do is have them write down the 10 things that they love to do. Now, where in those 10 things that you love to do, can you find something that you can do and make money on it? Because when you're loyal, like a dog, be loyal to what you love, it starts to flourish. And the peace that you start to get, and just I'm telling you, but there's some of you, watch your words, and you're going to have a temptation coming in, and you've got a back person that wants to come in and do this with you now. But it's a little too late. You're not that same person. And they want to come in one more time to see if they can try to control you. Because you're shining too bright. You're doing too much. They're pissed off. Their inner soul is crying to be loved, but they don't want to do the work on themselves. So, I guess what I'm trying to get at here is you have a lot of beautiful miracles coming in. Kitty cats, what are you doing? Let's see this. What's going on over there? Huh? What are we doing? Anyways, you have a lot of beautiful things coming in for yourself, and it's now during this time that you have to be very able to discern between the people that love you for you and want to be helpful and help you grow and enjoy being with you and not try to change you. This person, they're just a temptation. So be very careful. I gotta go. They're getting into stuff. But I love you guys all so much. Be aware. Let your little compass within steer you in the right direction. You'll feel it in your gut. I love you all so much. And don't forget, if you need help, there's a link in bio. I'll see you soon.